Alright, so let's get in here and get to grinding. Always wear your earplugs, kids. That way you can, tell your significant other that, hey, at least I'm wearing earplugs. So that's not the reason I can't hear you. Obviously you don't want to grind down into your spring, so you just go as far as you need to go, and then we're going to grab something to beat in between here and try to split this apart. And like I've said in the past, you don't have to spend a crap ton of money on tools. This is a chisel and punch set that I bought at Harbor Freight. Is it the best thing on the planet? Nope. Is it going to do what I need it to do? Yep. Is it going to break? Inevitably. But if I can get it to do what I need it to do before it does that, it's been worth the money. Alright. So we have half that nut off of there. Now we just got to get the other half off. Finesse it around a little bit. Until it makes you mad. And it's not wanting to go, so we're just going to cut it in half the other way. Take our punch and throw it across the shop. Now we're not to that point yet. And then once you get this guy loose, you scream in anger and you throw it in the trash. Alright. Now you can take these clamps off. starting to flex apart. I don't want them to come all the way apart, so let's see where this guy is going to fit in here at. So it is going to have to go in between the second and third one. Which is going to suck, but it is what it is. Gotta try to keep all your shims and everything lined up in here. This is not going to be a fun task, I can tell you that right now. But we will figure it out, because that's what we do. May end up having to try and bend these out. So that we can slide that in there. As always, use tools for their unintended purpose. If they'll work. If not, find another tool that may work. Like most of you, I am not a professional, so I'm sure someone out there knows the proper way to do this, and this is probably not the proper way to do this, but you know, you do what you gotta do. So if you do know what you're doing, let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'm always down to learn. Never think you know more than the next guy. Because the second you think you know more than the next guy, you'll be proven wrong. And that goes through life, man. There are people all across this world who will know more than you. It's just a fact of life. If you think that you are at the top of the food chain, you should be trying harder than anyone, because that next guy, he wants to be where you are. And he's going to work harder than he thinks he has to get ahead of you. And in the end, because you think you're good, you become stagnant. And that guy keeps pushing forward. And at some point, he will surpass you. And you'll just be sitting there wondering what happened. So, never stop learning, never stop listening, never stop asking questions. Because that's how you get ahead in life. The work ethic will go a long way. But if you can couple that with the fact that you're okay with questioning things and continuously learning, you'll do just fine in your professional life, in your home life. Because guess what? Nobody's perfect. This is not what I want to do. This is what's going to happen. So, slide this in here. And of course, you gotta learn how to keep your anger in check sometimes in the garage, because sometimes things are just not going to go the way you want them to. That is one of the hardest things to do, because it can be super, super frustrating. Which is what made me kind of hesitant into getting into this. Because those who know me know that having to abide by policies, or I have to especially watch my mouth, not always the easiest thing for me to do. But comes with the territory. If this is something you want to do, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? And as you're basically learning how to put a lift kit on from someone who has absolutely zero experience or knowledge of what I'm doing, it can be super frustrating. But we'll get there. Some way, somehow. Keep in mind, while you're doing this, try to keep all your spring holes lined up. and it is not the easiest thing to do. So, because I have this far side in, because I opened both of those ears up, I'm going to C-clamp this just to hold it in place. While I work on this other end. Our holes are a little bit off, which is fine, because once I get this back inside of here, we can use our lovely hammer to make some adjustments. So you're going to squish these all together with a C-clamp and force them back into spot so we can get these tabs folded back over. And just like that, she pops in there. I'm sure there's some four-wheel drive guy watching me struggle on my floor, sweating to death. He's like, yeah, this kid's an idiot. First of all, not a kid, but I won't argue with the idiot part. Sure, my buddy Tex, who worked in a four-wheel drive shop forever, is going to be like, hey man, you could have just done this and it would have been done already. And I won't argue with him, because when I run into issues doing this, he's the guy I call. That's the one thing about the automotive community, man. Whether you're in it or you want to be in it, you got to do a little bit of networking, but there's always somebody out there who either knows what they're doing or can at least give you a better idea or a better direction to go to figure it out. Because a lot of the times, when you're doing stuff like this for the first time, you may hit a wall and not know where to go. And that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Because anyone who's worked on cars has been there. And if they haven't, and they tell you they haven't, they're probably lying. Alright. Well, oh man, I just screwed myself. Because those need to be open to slide back over that. See? You gotta always be thinking, man. But, oh well. Because I can't have this clamped together when I slide that in there. This is going to be the challenging part so far. I really didn't want to tear this all apart, but that's how it goes. I don't know any other way to do that. So, that's what we did. And of course, as I suspected, we are not lined up on our holes. Top one, because it is longer and has more curve to it, we won't be able to line up until we get it back into this, onto this spring here. So yep, that's how it goes. All right, now figure out how to get this back on here. That should get us where we need to be once it's compressed. Okay. Now, to get this back onto that top spring. Which is probably going to cause all these to shift, and we'll have to reline them all up, but they're in a general location right now. And of course, this is going to be a pain in the butt to bend back now, because it's a spring. And we all know what springs like to do. So we're going to try to do this. Ouch. Not like that. But that's okay. And obviously, your springs naturally just want to be springs. So we're going to try to do this one side at a time and see how successful we are. My guess is not very successful, but okay. Now we gotta get this all compressed. I may have to grab a bigger C-clamp. But maybe not. Let's see. Yep. That felt good. But you don't leave the garage missing some skin or bleeding somewhere. Did you really accomplish anything? You don't have to answer that. We all know the answer to that. Kind of a rhetorical question. Let's get this back up on this spring push. Come on now, guy. Let's do this without showing my knees any more than they already are. Now, watch your head. To you fellas and ladies out there that do this for a living, I see why you charge what you do. This is a pain in the butt. We're going to put that out of the way for a second. with the bolt that holds that in there, just slide in. Alright. Well, we had this up here once, we'll figure it out again. It's hot, man. So if you're new to the channel, or you just enjoy watching an idiot bumble his way through stuff, go ahead and give me a follow, a subscribe, whatever it is. You know, it's free. Get your laughs at someone else's pain. I don't have a problem providing that to you. Proved my point already. Smash up them fingers. So for those that don't know, this truck's been in the family for over 20 years. I inherited it, and now I am building it for my son, who turns 16 in November. So I'm kind of on a timeline to have this thing done before then, obviously. Because once I get it done, ow, I still have to teach him how to drive a stick, because this is a 5-speed four-wheel drive truck. Regular cab, short bed, 355 that we converted over to carved, dumped the TDI, wheel rack. This truck never has to do emissions. So. Eventually, we're going to go to an EFI setup. Not exactly sure which one just yet, but that's where we're inevitably going to end up. Alright, we are back. What we're going to do now, because I can install that shock later, is try to get this spring back up into the perch, get it all bolted up, line up our holes and stuff. I went ahead and took a wire wheel around all this, cleaned it all up. That way the new wheels will seat right up against there. I'm going to go ahead when I'm done and clean up the hub here a little bit, because it does have some hub-centric rings. But let's jump in here and see if we can't get this line back up. Howdy. Son of a gun.